welcome to a new episode of Investing Fool, where we talk about DIY momentum investing. And it's been a bumper day today in the market, at least in terms of momentum portfolios. It has been a good day. It has been like two good sessions lately. And जो हमारा larger trend था that the portfolio was not performing as good as the market on most days. I think it was the trend over the last couple of weeks that has been broken. That streak has been broken. So today we will discuss some changes, not changes in the portfolio, but like changes in terms of stocks, some news covering the stocks that we have. एंड पोर्टफोलियो के बारे में भी डिस्कस करेंगे, मार्केट के ट्रेंड्स के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे. सो जैसा हमारा यूजुअली रहता है, वी विल कीप द डिस्कशन फ्री फ्लोइंग, राइट. So we'll just get started. If you're joining for the first time, then you should know that this channel we have been running, so the portfolio has been running for close to 8 months now, and the basic purpose of this channel is to show how even with a simple strategy, so the strategy is free, all the stock names, everything is in public all the time. You can access the portfolio anytime. But the main point is that even with a simple strategy but disciplined investing, how we can improve our performance in the market. We only focus on momentum investing. So there is a general area of factor investing. So momentum is one of those factors. तो हम momentum investing पे ही focus करते हैं, and we track this experimental portfolio. We have been tracking it for the past 8 months, right? So my own money is invested in these stocks. Again, no recommendation, nothing will come to the disclaimer. But if you like this kind of content and you also want to be a part of this community to track this portfolio and to learn, because it will go on for years, this will go on for years hopefully. So then please consider subscribing to this channel. So ये थोड़ी बहुत marketing के बाद let's move to the disclaimer, which is the most important, because as I always say, I am investing in the stocks that I'm showing, but that doesn't mean I'm telling you to go invest your hard-earned money in these stocks, right? So you should consider the risks carefully. You should consult with your financial advisor before making any investments. Whatever we are discussing is just for illustration and learning purpose. No recommendation, no suggestion, no advice, no influence, nothing, right? So let's be very clear on that. It's your money and you have to take care of it. Let's look at the portfolio trends. So portfolio in terms of the last two sessions, they have been good. So at least let's start with the portfolio only. Let's look at the one-day performance here, right? So if we look at the one-day performance today, we see this huge outperformance for the portfolio, right? And this happens on some days when some stock performs because the concentration of those stocks is higher in our portfolio, and the portfolio will run up much further. So if you see today, Cochin Shipyard and Inox Wind both have performed handsomely, in excess of 10%, both of these stocks. These have catapulted the portfolio basically to a 2.3% gain within a day, versus 0.3% for the Nifty 500, which is our benchmark index. Okay, so if we look at the winners and losers today, most of the stocks have been winners. So Shobha was not running for some days, right? The net loss was around 10%, was hovering around 10%. We have come back to around 5% loss. It gained around 5% today. If we look at some of the large caps, Trent, HAL still continuing their magnificent run. We have previously made videos about Trent, so you can go check out those videos as well. I think हमने Trent पे 2 videos बनाए हैं in the past few months. Bajaj Auto has fallen off from its highs, but still it was a mildly positive day for it. In other winners, so Cochin Shipyard और Inox Wind तो हमने discuss कर ही लिया. We will get into more details on these stocks, but Cummins has been performing handsomely. BDL, BEL were good. So basically the entire defense spec was okay. And within pharma, we have only one stock, which is Zydus Life Sciences, that was also 4% up today. One thing that I wanted to discuss here is Dixon and Power India. So you see both of these stocks, Dixon and Power India. Let's look at the all-time gain also. So for some reason these things are not loading. Doesn't matter. When we look at Dixon, so both these stocks came in in this first week of May, right? So 2nd May they came into our portfolio, and तब से 2 महीने हुए. So within 2 months they have given close to 50% gains. Dixon has crossed 50%, and Power India is 44%. So in a bull market, especially in a bull market, this is the power of momentum, right? When we say that something like, and if you go back and watch our videos जिसमें हमने Power India लिया था, so the trajectory of that stock was so scary because it was rising vertically, and you have to buy at those kind of instances when the stock has already risen so much. So if you come from a value investing point of view, वहाँ पे हमेशा doubt होता रहता है कि should I buy, should I not buy, but you just have to blindly believe it and go all in, right? So when you invest like that, because if you wait for it to stagger and all, overall, like in the long term it wouldn't matter, but in a rising bull market you may feel like left out if the stock rises even further the next year, और ऐसा बहुत बार होता है, right? And all this is considering even the fall after the elections, right? So June 4 ko, I think these stocks had not corrected as much as our defense stocks, but still they had corrected quite a bit. So but the मोटा मोटी the point is 2 महीने के अंदर या 2 महीने से थोड़ा ज़्यादा you getting 50% on a stock is like really good, and both of these are large cap. No, so Power India is mid and Dixon is large, but still fairly large market cap companies, right? Okay, let's go back to the slide. So overall the performance has been good, and yeah, the main point is that we have reached the alpha of 9% for the first time vis-a-vis Nifty 500. तो यहाँ पे अगर returns दिख रहे हैं, right? So Nifty 500 returns is 30.19%, and from inception our absolute return, all this is absolute return, हम CAGR वो सब कैलकुलेट करेंगे when our portfolio becomes 1 year old. So इस साल नवंबर के एंड में, नवंबर के मिड में द पोर्टफोलियो वुड बी 1 year old. उसके बाद हम कैगर वगैरह सब कुछ पब्लिश करेंगे, यहीं पे ऐड करेंगे. बट टिल नाउ we are at absolute return of 39.3%, which is in excess of 9% over the index, and this is not to boast or anything. In fact, like as we already have told multiple times, and I have been saying this from the beginning, the name of this channel itself, Investing Fool, and I consider all the community members also as fools, right? I consider myself the biggest fool. So the point is, you are not trying to second guess the market. You are just, जैसे बोलते हैं ना, surrender to the will of God. So surrender to the will of market. Just take what the market is giving you and be humble about it, right? These stocks that we have invested, it's because of a very simple strategy of following momentum. It is not very intelligent analysis or anything. I have like zero intelligence in picking stocks. I'm just picking blindly based on this system. And like we have discussed it multiple times over the past videos also, but the point is that you should not construe it as your own brains, right? A bull market may, you should not think, oh, I am so intelligent and I'm such a sophisticated investor, that's why I'm getting these kind of returns. Everyone will make these kind of returns in a bull market. In a bear market, things will change, right? So when the stock market is rewarding you, जब stock market छप्पर फाड़ के दे रहा है, then be humble and accept it. Just stay humble and accept that you are lucky, right? You're just जैसे बोलते हैं ना, you have to be at the right place at the right time to maximize your opportunities. Similarly, as an investor, to maximize your investment opportunities, you have to be in the right stocks at the right time. That's all momentum is. It is about being in the right stocks at the right time. Okay, and the third point is related to it. You have to be stoic. So जैसे I think there is a story, right, that some king asked someone to print something on a ring that will make that king happy when he's sad, and it will make yeah. So basically the point, I am also forgetting the entire point of it, but the thing was, what it was written over that ring is that this will not last. So whenever the king is happy, so he will look at the ring and it will say this will not last. So they know that good times would not always last. Similarly, when you are in bad times also, you should keep in mind that the bad times also would not last forever. So you have to be stoic, you have to be accepting of whatever the market is giving you, and you just have to surrender to the will of market, right? The other thing is, this is a thin line between walking between two aspects. जैसे हम बोलते हैं ना, winter is coming. So winter is always coming. हर point पे, whenever market makes a new high, you will get stories like, oh, the market will crash 20%. Will the market now crash 30%? Are we headed for a major correction? all those things will keep happening. वो सारे clickbait हैं just to get you to click on those articles and read through. उनको भी नहीं पता कब correction आएगा कब नहीं आएगा, right? But we should always feel, I mean we are always apprehensive in general investors that winter is coming, right? Good times अभी चल रहे हैं, but somewhere or the other winter is coming. But the other pillar of this is make hay while the sun shines, right? जब अच्छा टाइम चल रहा है तो नजर मत लगाओ, just make your money while the good times last. So investing like this is walking the thin line between this. While you are making hay while the sun shines, you are always aware कि winter is coming. Some or the other winter is always coming, and we should always keep that in the back of the head. Anyway, general ज्ञान काफी हो गया. Let's look at some particular topics. So some news trends have come over the week. You already would have seen multiple news and videos and all this about this. So it is regarding the impact on discount brokers and investors because of this SEBI circular of like some sort of standardizing the fees for like across brokerages and across other market institutions, right? So इसका exchange पे भी फर्क पड़ सकता है, इसका discount brokers पे तो फर्क पड़ेगा ही. I recently saw a news item with this thing कि it might even impact 20% of their top line for this discount brokers. So discount brokers like Zerodha हो गया, अपना Grow हो गया, Angel One हो गया. Angel One वैसे we used to own some time back in this momentum portfolio, and I think we had sold it at a loss or something. I don't remember. उसका momentum कहीं जा नहीं रहा था basically. So anyway, but for full service brokers like Motilal Oswal and stuff, it may not impact as much, but the broking companies and exchanges itself are in kind of a negative sentiment. If you see net change के basis पे, Motilal Oswal is the net change is only 0.9%. It had like grown so much, and it has been continuously correcting. It is still in the ranks, but it is continuously correcting. BSC is net like minus 12.3%. Anand Rathi तो चलो wealth management में हो गया, but still minus 7.1%. So not a good run, I would say, for these companies. इनका near term में तो हालत अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, but as long as they stay within the top 50 ranks, which is our exit criterion, and they do not fall 25% from their all time high, we will still continue to hold them and we'll keep monitoring them. Momentum में काम बस वही है कि जो system बोल रहा है उन stocks को लो, and keep monitoring them. If like the bad performance continues, then you just have to kick them out of your portfolio. So we'll see how this goes on. And the next point is regarding the IT index. It has been continuing to perform handsomely. Even today, if you see today's session also, it was the second highest after pharma. Pharma के stocks सारे up थे, IT के stocks भी सारे up थे. The 1 week change for the index is 4.4%. I'm not sure why this sheet is again throwing up errors. I'll have to check this out. But anyway, so some movement in metal and pharma also, but overall IT index is continuing to outperform all other indices. In the past few sessions, you must also have seen private banking names running really high. Some names which have been there in all the households of India, like HDFC Bank, they have been running. आज का performance तो मैंने नहीं देखा, but yeah, that's the overall trend in terms of sectoral indices. And let's see if this IT outperformance continues, because a lot of the negative factors that were there when these stocks were down, they still exist. ऐसा नहीं कि those negative factors have disappeared, ऐसा नहीं कि पूरे अभी खुले orders आ रहे हैं and everything in US and Europe has recovered, right? It's not that कि कोई generative AI के concerns थे तो they have got mitigated completely. It's a short run. Let's see if it like goes much above its previous high, the IT index, and how these companies perform. Even in that case, the mid caps will likely outperform the large caps, but let's see. One other item is that shipbuilding companies are on a rampage, like they are going crazy, they are going berserk. If you see these three stocks, right, Cochin Shipyard जो कि हमारे portfolio में है, 293% in 6 months. Imagine this kind of return, 6 months 293%. Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers, इसकी हमने बात की थी I think in the previous video. So this has been on our radar. I have some discretionary investment here also, not part of this portfolio, but on the side, right, with additional cash. So this has been going, and with the other stock we had discussed with this was Motherson. Motherson is also doing pretty good, but अभी हम shipbuilding के बारे में बात करते हैं तो इसी में focus करते हैं. So GRSE is up 210% in 6 months. Mazgaon is up 149% in 6 months. And recently there were two news items related to these stocks. So Cochin Shipyard recently secured a 1,000, I think it was 1,100 crores order from a Norwegian company for 8 dry cargo vessels. These are around 6,000 dry tonnage vessels that Cochin Shipyard will construct for this company. The company's name was Wilson, I think. The other one is Garden Ridge Shipbuilders, or Garden Ridge Shipbuilders has actually grown like crazy vertical in the past few sessions. If you look at Cochin Shipyard, it was a little, well, the slope is still gradual, although it has performed better than this in the last 6 months. But you see, like, it was a vertical, then there was some consolidation, then again vertical, then a little bit of consolidation, and then since the last 2 days, it has gone crazy again. And Garden Reach Shipbuilders recently secured a 21 million USD order from Bangladesh to, I think, to make ocean tug or some such equipment infrastructure, right? So if we look at the all-time portfolio for Cochin Shipyard, actually you can see it's at 198.8%. So जब हमने 100% cross किया था, then it technically became a multi-bagger. Now it can actually, like, if this kind of run continues, it won't, in most likely it will consolidate, it will fall back in the next few days. But after falling back also, if the long-term trend continues and again it starts performing, this will be the first stock in which we gain 200%. So it will be a 3x stock for our portfolio, right? Okay. So going back to the first slide, the second last point was, can we get a second large cap multi-bagger? So Cochin Shipyard was our first multi-bagger. It is still a large cap. But you look at these two companies at the top, right? Trent and Hindustan Aeronautics. Trent हमने बात की है, HL की भी बात की ही होगी, but the important thing to consider is that both of these are large cap stocks, and both of these, just look at the kind of returns they've given, right? 87%, 84%, right? And they are like, okay, they are like 15% away from getting to that 100% mark, but it's not unrealistic, right? Even when they were when we were buying them, even then we were scared because they had run so much. They had run extremely, like, with extreme bullish momentum, and even after that, you just have to catch a range of the entire momentum play, right? You can never time it at the exact starting and get out at the exact end. तुमको बीच का कोई range पकड़ना होता है, right? So even in that range, they have performed so handsomely, and one of these might go on to become the 100%. What I personally feel, I won't say, but let's see which one of them. So दोनों के बीच में भी competition चल रहा है. Both of them are like horses. Both of them are like at 86-87%. So let's see which one reaches to the 100% first, or if none of them reach, that can also be possibility कि यहाँ से 20%, 30% ये दोनों गिर जाएं और पोर्टफोलियो से बाहर हो जाएं. That is also possible, but let's hope for the best while the bull run continues. 50% in 2 months for two recent entrants. This we already discussed about Dixon and Power India, right? Almost 50%. So shipbuilding we discussed. So another thing was about Zydus Life. So if you look at the trend for Zydus Life has not been performing well for the portfolio in general. Total return अभी तक time तो काफी हो गया Zydus Life को लिए हुए. Let's look when we bought it, right? So 15 March, right? So April, May, June, July, it will be 4 months. In 4 months, it has given net of 17%, right? So 17% is really pathetic returns when it comes in a portfolio like this where other stocks have run up so much. But that's a fact of momentum investing. Some stocks will always provide disproportionate gains, and some will lose. At least Zydus has not lost us money. It has still given us 17%. And if you look today, it was up 4%. That is, I think 2 days ago, this news came that it had secured a new licensing agreement with Dr. Reddy's lab to co-market Pertuzumab. I hope I pronounced that correctly. It's a biosimilar used in breast cancer treatments. So Abhi now Dr. Reddy's lab will also be able to market this along with Zydus Life. So Zydus Life and Dr. Reddy's will market it the same biosimilar under different brand names. This is usually in pharma companies, and what this will bring is mostly licensing income for Zydus. अभी अगर हम chart को देखते हैं, so just look at this kind of fall back from here. It just fell and then again it went. It couldn't cross it. Again it fell back, and this time decisively it has crossed this like this kind of all-time high. Intraday high तो अभी भी it has not crossed. But if this momentum continues, this can be the start of a new like small rally for Zydus. This is also a large cap company, so I'm not expecting that much from it. But considering how other large cap companies have performed, right, we should always be agnostic of all this. कि मेरे को इस sector में लगाना है, मेरे को small cap में बस लगाना है, मेरे को micro cap में बस लगाना है. Don't think all this. Like if the time is right for your stock, no matter if it's a large cap, whatever cap, it will give you those returns, right? So always keep that in mind. So Zydus Life might be in a breakout. And then the story of the day, right? So Inox Wind. Inox Wind, if you look at the like where it has been, right, for the past how many, almost 5 months, I would say, Feb ke mid se, it has not done anything. The stock has practically gone nowhere. If we look at our own portfolio, we bought it in April of 2024, and till now it has given us 15.3% returns, okay, which is not that great. But when you realize that of those 15% returns, 10% has come today, right? So basically it was not doing anything for such a long time, and there were a lot of apprehensions. I think beach में the promoter had also sold shares, तो उसकी बातें चल रही थी. But now the new news has come that the promoter of this company, which is Inox Wind Energy Limited, has infused 900 crores into Inox Wind. So Inox Wind is Inox Wind Limited, and Inox Wind Energy Limited is a separate entity, right? वो उसका promoter है. So that has given like 900 crores and to Inox Wind to make it net debt free. And now this does not include the promoter का debt. मतलब Inox Wind Energy Limited का जो debt है, that does not get included here. But if you look at Inox Wind as one entity, then it has become net debt free. And whenever a company becomes net debt free, it's a very positive signal for the market. So going forward, they don't have to pay a lot of interest expenses. So because of that, their profitability, their bottom line will improve, their growth prospects might improve. Okay, in investor sentiment will also improve when someone goes net debt free. And this infusion was ये कैसे हुआ था? By selling your equity shares via bulk deals, right? So current promoter holding is around 52.9%. And the learning from this use case, इसको एक use case जैसा ही देखना चाहिए, because Inox Wind, we have been talking about it for some time. ये कहीं नहीं जा रहा है stock, but ये exit signal भी नहीं दे रहा है. So when you are not getting the exit signal to kick something out of your portfolio, then do not make that call discretionarily. Don't just visually look at the chart and say, okay, like I mean, the stock is not performing. It's not performing for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. This stock has not been performing for 5 months, right? Even then, we are like holding it on stock just because, as per the strategy, it has not had an exit signal. And as long as it doesn't have an exit signal, we'll keep holding it, right? And if you miss like this kind of a day, if you miss a day where you are getting 10% returns, then like it defeats the whole purpose, right? You have to remain invested in order to catch these kind of days. You cannot go in and out. So do not exit, do not make discretionary calls unless your strategy actually gives the exit signal. And who knows, like Inox Wind may even correct 10% tomorrow, right? कल को 10% गिर जाएगा. So we will wait till it corrects so much that it goes outside the top 50 ranks, right? The moment that happens, we will dump Inox Wind. I don't have any love for Inox Wind. I don't have any hate against Inox Wind, right? So we should not be biased for or against any stock. We should not take discretionary calls for any stock. And as I said in the last video, this game of momentum investing is having the right amount of patience, not too much, not too little. when you have too little patience, you become impatient कि हाँ नहीं चल रहा है, 3 महीने तक नहीं चल रहा है, 4 महीने तक नहीं चल रहा है, उठा के फेंक दो, right? But you're not following the strategy then. You are taking your own discretionary calls. When you have too much of patience, then you are not rebalancing for like 1 year or 2 years, right? And after that you come back and see something has fallen off by 90% and you have lost like 90% of your value. So yeah, it's about having that sweet spot, having that right amount of patience, and that is where a strategy helps you, because you have something to fall back upon. You don't judge your own decisions that way, right? So if we look at the portfolio in general, it has been a good day, and even Zomato, actually last few days Zomato has crept back up, and I think it's at a all-time new high, Zomato at 207. But yeah, we are eagerly waiting for this Cochin Shipyard to actually become 200%, or one amongst Trent or HAL to gain that 100%. If they actually go on to have that 100% gain, then it would be the second, not second actually, yeah, in terms of since we haven't sold it, they would be the second multi-bagger for this portfolio. If we include SJVN, where we had reached 100% before selling it, then they would become technically the third multi-bagger. Or multi-bagger, this topic itself is like so. So we always think of multi-baggers like something जो किसी को पता नहीं होगा, जो 5 रुपए में मिल रहा होगा stock, right? We will just buy it and we'll hide and we'll hold it, and in 5 years it will be like crazy and it will make me a billionaire. It's not always like that, right? Go check out these videos of other people who have said, can this be a multi-bagger, can this be a multi-bagger? None of those stocks usually become multi-baggers, right? Or a majority of those do not. वो clickbait करने के लिए ठीक है कि multi-bagger बन जाएगा, but multi-bagger happens with time. You cannot, no one knows something will become a multi-bagger or not. You may have a reasonable amount of probability in terms of what you can say, this might become a multi-bagger and all that, and that's what people do, right? This might become, this might become, this might become. But this, when you are like in a portfolio like this, you actually like see stocks becoming multi-baggers, right? You do not know. Cochin Shipyard जब मैंने लिया था, I also felt this is gone crazy. When it reached 100%, even then I felt okay, this might fall back. I may never actually sell it at more than 100%. And now it is close to 200%, right? And I don't know where it will stop. So it may go on to 250%, 250% also. It may go to like, it may lose 50% in a few days and go back to like 100% returns, right? I don't know, but we will keep discovering those as we go on. So multi-bagger धीरे धीरे बनेंगे. ऐसा नहीं कि हमने पहले से सोच लिया कि बस ये बन जाएगा और उसमें सारा पैसा लगा दिया and अब बैठे हैं 10 साल तक, right? We will have to continuously keep monitoring. This buy, hold and forget kind of analogy doesn't work in today's world. That's my honest opinion on this. And yep, so अगर वीडियो आज का पसंद आया हो तो लाइक करना. There were too many things to speak. I hope the video has not become too long. And अगर if you like this kind of content, the way we share it over this channel, then please consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. And also please comment on this channel, क्योंकि comment also we get a lot of comments, right? Usually they are about some kind of doubts or questions that people have, right? That's the biggest chunk, and that will stay as it is. But you can also view your general expressions key, like what is happening in your portfolio, because when we see those kind of comments, it's like building a community rather than it being a one-way communication, right? So if you hold like Cochin or Garden Reach in your portfolio, or if you're holding Motherson or Dixon or anything, right? Write about those stocks. Let's keep some conversations going. And that's it for today. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, have a good day. Bye bye.